Oh, yeah! Very good. Okay, very good.
Good morning and welcome to episode 1428 of Hard Factor. It is Wednesday, March 27th, 2024. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. 80% accuracy guaranteed on this podcast. Everything you need to know in 40 minutes or less ish. But if you need more, go to patreon.com/hardfactor for up to 3 weekly bonus podcasts. So hilarious. Today, Pat's got a new presidential candidate to tell us about. Wow.
Yep, a new one, and I'll give you an update on an old one. And who RFK's running mate is, and maybe why you may have heard her name before.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's a lady.
We got it right for those who are playing along.
Yeah, we actually announced this like 2 weeks before he did, I think,
a couple weeks ago
on the air. And then they're like, there's still, we're like, huh? But we were right. Yeah,
we got it right.
Yeah.
It's a lady, and you've heard about her before, even though you might not know it. I'm going to tell you why. It's a tease. It's a tease.
You're going to want to watch that part too. For those,
she's not too bad to look at.
Look at her. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Good call. It helps out a lot to cover up some of the voice stuff. I've got the key bridge. Sadly, the key bridge getting crashed into and collapsed. But also
funny about that.
Yeah, no, nothing fun about that. But also, I got bears in swan boats on decks. It's like, rough seas, stormy seas. Some places will just rough, and then but better other places. So
okay,
yeah,
beautiful.
And then Mark's got the faces of crime to close it out for us today.
Yeah, it includes Diddy updates and in the faces of crime. Yeah.
There you go. Well,
many faces.
Let's get right into the news, boys. Let's get into the news. First, I want to talk about a new presidential candidate. We know we got Biden and Trump and RFK. We're going to talk about him in a minute. But there's a new guy in town, a new hopeful, a U.S. Army veteran and 7th grade math teacher from the suburbs of Dallas has thrown his name into the presidential race hat. He announced his candidacy this week. Well, publicly, I guess. Maybe he's been kind of grassrootsing it for a little bit, but kind of broke the news this week. And the man who spoke to the media about his campaign said, quote, 300 million people can do better. There really should be some outlet for people like me who are just so fed up with this constant power grab between two parties that just that has just no benefit to the common person. We don't have a neither option on the ballot. It's ridiculous, and America should not be stuck.
In my state, you do. Sorry.
Well, yeah, you have some independence, right? But America should not be stuck choosing between the king of debt and an 81-year-old. That's what he said.
Right.
I agree. We agree.
Yeah,
I think.
we agree. Right.
I mean, isn't it like something like polling says 70 to 80% of America agrees with that basic idea?
Right. And I think that's been that way before, but because it's a repeat, right? Now this is Trump's like 5th presidential run or 4th, and Biden's been around forever and it's his 2nd. It's like, I think it's really shining a light on
Biden. This would be like his 6th.
How ridiculous it is. Did he run for president previously?
Oh yeah, a bunch of times.
Like a bunch of times.
This
is like Trump's 3rd and his like 6th time.
Exactly. Yeah, he's wanted that thing for a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, exactly.
Finally got it.
Further my point. I think that it's furthering America's frustration, right? Like that we're being denied any potential outside candidate. We're being denied the ruse that we even have a choice, and that's upsetting. And that's what this new guy might be hoping to take advantage of. Much like RFK Jr., who we're going to get to in a minute, the Dallas man hopes that his last name will help him in a unique kind of down ballot voting, maybe down ballot voting that you haven't heard of before. Let's hear from the candidate himself.
Oh, and you see Donald Trump, Joe Biden, there under it would be literally anybody else. So that if you are voting against somebody and you see that, you can say, oh, hey, this right here is exactly what I was looking for. My legal name is literally anybody else.
Okay.
That's right. See what he did there? He changed his name.
Yeah.
literally anyone else, guys.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's pretty smart.
Changes
just-
them to
just-
other. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Most people are gonna have to write that in because I'm sure he's not gonna get on the ballot in most states. But
I don't know. So he's only trying to get on the ballot in Texas, right? That would be a big win for the 35-year-old, who, by the way, is in his first year of eligibility as president.
Yeah.
right.
But
What are his
Like,
qualifications
like-
besides just sliding in there on age?
well, he's a U.S. Army veteran. He served our country.
That's good. That's good.
valiantly.
I like
he's
that.
He's a 7th grade teacher, right? So
Okay.
he really understands
Educator.
the education system.
public, the
Um,
public.
So
system.
now he's
He
Mr.
gets it.
Anybody else in class?
He has an, yeah, exactly, Mr. Else, I think.
Mr. Else?
Yeah,
That's a cool last name.
Yeah.
yeah, Else. Literally first name, middle name, anybody.
I mean, I think he's having a psychotic breakdown, but I mean, at least he's getting good press about it.
Oh no, Willie. He changed his name in January, and he's been grassroots campaigning. So like he's in Tarrant
Yeah, no,
County,
because it's
Fort Worth. There's a bunch of B-roll of him like literally on the weekends cruising around maybe the TCU campus area, maybe the stockyards with a shirt that says literally anybody else, and talking about his platform. And
People are
he
like,
has a
hell
platform.
yeah. And they're not realizing that they're falling
Yeah.
right into his trap.
nobody has any idea how to vote for this guy. He also, if he doesn't get on the ballot anywhere else, like, does anyone else, if somebody writes that in, anyone, because his name is anybody.
Right. What if
else.
each state does the
Literally
third
anybody
option
else.
differently? Like other.
Right.
someone
No,
else-
he
anyone
would
else?
have to get on there as
Write
that
in.
exact name as an option. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's a
Well, hold
long
on.
shot to begin with, but
Hold on.
you know,
It
I'm
is.
glad he's doing it. I'm glad
Hold
that he's
on.
enjoying.
He's going to get
Here's-
some votes for sure.
Here's how you can help.
Yeah.
Guys. He can
But
get on the
RFK is
ballot.
already a big third party candidate, independent candidate. Like, we haven't had one as big as him in quite a
You
while.
don't think
so
Mr. Else is going to give RFK a run for his
I
money?
don't think he's going to tip the scales quite as much
Yeah,
as
yeah.
RFK.
All right. Well, he does have a platform, which is
Even Joe Jorgensen or whoever runs for the Libertarian ticket's going to be
Well,
probably
he might compete with Jorgensen.
right. That's you maybe could half the vote total, probably 1%
In a state that has that option, really easy to write in.
Libertarian Party.
might-
Right.
might
It's
have-
hard to get on these state ballots too.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a
gonna
very
get to that.
uphill battle.
Okay.
Here's how you do it. Okay, in Texas, potential
easier in
candidates can
Texas.
start gathering signatures for their petition after March 5th. So we're in that window, but there's a hurdle, and that's he needs 113,000 signatures from registered voters who did not vote in the presidential primary of either party in Texas, which is probably most people. He needs 113,000 signatures. He's out stumping, trying to collect them. He's got a platform, guys. I mean, I haven't gone through it in great detail, but expanding access to healthcare providers for every American, breaking the cycle of recidivism, improving education for tomorrow, housing affordability for all, community investments. Right? You know, it's like
So
little
he's
bit
got
more
the same
robust.
exact platforms as like Trump and Biden, but just he's named literally anybody else.
He's going to get shot in Texas if he's going door to door and flashing that license and like be like, I'd like to talk to you about, you know.
you think. I mean, his platform's not.
Red
it's actually-
Kingdom.
It's actually a little bit more well developed than some of the other guys. But anyway, whatever. If you want to check it out, go to literallyanybodyelse.com.
check it out.
I'm still registered to vote in Texas. I might give him my vote. All right.
Hey, why not?
I'm a Texas resident that didn't vote in the primaries. I'll sign his petition. I'll be
You
one of
should
his
sign the petition.
113,000. Yeah.
Should jump in there.
Petition. That's the only shot he's got.
I want everyone to have a shot. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm going to vote for Mr. Else, but I'll sign his petition.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
Well, I think like in a
Democratic,
state
Mark.
like Texas, which is going to go red anyway, you know, throw your vote to anyone else. Like
Right.
you know,
When you don't live in a swing state, your vote is kind of fun. It's like it's almost just like do whatever the fuck you want because the outcome is predetermined. So
Can you write in D's nuts? Do they still have write-ins? D's nuts always.
Oh,
you
yeah.
still have write-ins. but he
Some
wants to make
states
it on the
do.
ballot.
My state doesn't,
He
unfortunately.
needs to make it on the ballot, guys. All right, let's talk about RFK Jr. real quick. And I'm going to live predict or check my predicted market where I bought RFK Jr. Threw my whole stack in there, which is not big or anything, after I got a little tip from little birdie that
Predicted.org/promo/hardfactor25 to get your
That's
first
right.
25 matched.
That's
in the
right.
Stock market politics. If you want to
I got
put
got a little tip
action
that
on the elections.
Aaron Rodgers would be the running mate, and I immediately bought as much RFK as I could at 6 cents.
Yeah.
Got to 7 there briefly before they announced the actual running mate. We're going to get to in a second. It's back.
That
That
to
was
tip-
that Rogers. That was that fake Rogers bump.
That
one time.
tip was so bad. I mean, it was so obviously fake from the start. Like,
I
how
don't
how
think it
would
was a
he
fake tip.
campaign It was
don't think it was a
obviously
fake tip.
fake, Pat. How would he campaign during the football season? It was the fakest rumor of all time.
The tip came from the White House, and someone purchased.
But
the
they spread a fake rumor.
But
There's
speaking of
and,
getting
and
the tips,
RFK said that he was looking at Rodgers.
He's like, I'm thinking about it, but how would Rodgers?
It's a clown show,
during
Willie.
the season?
It's a clown show in the first place. We're not talking about a real presidential campaign here.
Speaking of getting the
he's
tips,
gonna potentially sway the election for one of the two candidates.
Yeah,
a woman that Elon Musk banged is who he picked.
And Sergey
Nicole
Brin.
Shanahan. We
Nicole
covered it. We
Shanahan.
updated the Veep pick.
Sergey Brin's ex-wife.
Sergey Brin's ex-wife. The reason they broke up, reportedly, allegedly, is because Musk slammed it with his big boxy body.
That is the allegation.
That was the woman that they tracked his jet, right? Like when
Yeah.
he was like, yes.
Exactly.
We covered that a couple years ago too. Yeah.
Yep. She paid for a Super Bowl
hot
ad.
little number, Nicole
The
Shanahan.
one that really pissed off the rest of the candidates, because it essentially. I mean, I don't know if they had a right to be mad. Maybe like your name's Kennedy, and I guess theoretically you can ride on your dad and your uncle's great political will by kind of eliciting nostalgia. Did you see that ad? It was like, I forget- I don't know
he
if it was-
apologized to his family.
They used the
I
Kennedy
didn't
campaign
approve
song.
this. Yeah.
Anyway, she paid for it. The Super Bowl ad.
So he did
with-
make it.
Oh yeah. I mean, she's bankrolling. She's got money. I mean, she's got half a Brin stack. That's
Half a Brin is nice.
half a Brin is nice. You're adding half a Brin to the campaign, and she's hot. Like, I mean, to me, this is like, hey, RFK, you were already going to get
makes
a
up for my voice.
I mean,
Right.
It does.
When you
cover
look
up
at
my
her.
voice.
Yeah. That's a smart play.
You know that she's vaccinated. You know that he's going to kiss her at some point during their speeches.
Well, that's smart of him to choose a
awkwardly.
vaccinated person as well, to show that he's not like so insane he couldn't work.
She's
with
in the
one.
tech world. She's hot.
Right.
She's a woman. She's vaccinated. These are all good boxes. That
Right.
he's
Yeah, like
checking
if he's going after like Democrat
By
votes,
proxy, I'm
he's
kinda
he's
vaccinated.
checking them. He's checking them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pop.
She and that's half a Brin pre Microsoft's unexpected rise. Microsoft is worth I think close to Apple right now in terms of their share of
Ooh, Apple's
computing.
$3 trillion. I don't know.
It's
about
insane,
that.
dude. Microsoft's on the rise, dog. Microsoft's on the rise.
They definitely have gotten bigger, and Apple's hurting, but
Yeah, and Google as well.
Nvidia, right? They're
Oh
like
shit! Microsoft is also $3 trillion. Wow. Yeah.
There you
Nvidia
go.
is really big. Is it bigger than both of them too?
I'm checking.
I
Microsoft
forget-
passed Apple recently.
Yeah, no, I knew that. I was just soft to say because I wasn't exactly sure on the fact, but it sounded so crazy. But
Nvidia
yes.
is a little bit below both those guys. Microsoft just passed Apple.
AI
big
baby.
year for
Anyway,
Microsoft.
that's that Brin money pre Google and Apple getting passed by Microsoft. So there you have it.
She's got.
Yeah.
I mean, but she's got her hooks in everywhere. Okay, Google, X.
Musk
this
banged
is-
her.
Look, that's what I'm saying. But once she's in the door, she's in the door, and she's. I mean, they're gonna have to deal with her.
Speaking
you
of
know?
trillions, there's been a $500 billion in cock inside of her before between Musk and
Oh yeah, I mean, what an expensive
it's a
giant.
$1 trillion pussy.
It's impressive. Yeah.
Sorry,
She's like
lady listeners,
going
but it's
Troy.
true.
It's true.
She catches it.
Titans of industry.
Yeah.
She's got Super Bowl ad pussy. All right. Sorry, mom.
She's
All right,
super
guys. That was so I got fat and old, and I shaved my face today because that's the one thing that you can do when you're feeling real fat.
Yeah, feel a little
ins-
fresher.
Instead, and it works for a week. But you know what? I'm starting to feel better because of Field of Greens, which is the healthiest thing I do every day now. Putting scoop in my drink once a day, and I'm getting that pep, boys. And I need it. It's not like one of those other kind of like gross tasting, weird supplement vibes that you put in your drink and you don't really like feel the effects of it. Field of Greens, immediately I feel the effects of it. And it's fantastic. I wasn't sure exactly what the tech was, but I know they beat this stuff to a pulp. Is that correct? They beat it to a pulp.
They don't
after-
burn out all of the actual nutritions from the vegetables and like that, like other companies do. Other companies burn out like 99%. This is your whole day's worth of like nutrients for vegetables in one scoop. You're
It's
covered.
legit.
Yeah.
Flash frozen and then
Yeah.
pulverized.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, main thing for me is I have a ton more energy. I had a ton more
Yes.
energy yesterday, ton more energy today. I don't know if you noticed, my hair is looking great. But
Yes.
whatever. Field of Greens is radically different.
Yep.
Each organic fruit and vegetable is medically chosen to support heart and vital organ health. I trust them. They keep me healthy. And look, they sent us 5 of their flavors, but I'm going to keep on this stuff even after it runs out. I've been rocking the lime flavor. I'm excited to try the rest. And if you want 15% off your first order, pretty simple. Free rush shipping. Go to fieldofgreens.com. Use promo code HARDFACTOR. That's code HARDFACTOR, one word, at fieldofgreens.com. Fieldofgreens.com. Seriously, the reason I love this the most is like every other powder in a shake drink that I've gotten is like for like specifically for muscle building. And I'm like, oh, I'm not working out. I feel bad. I'm like, this is about general health. And it's awesome.
Yeah, if you don't like cooking and eating a shitload of vegetables and just want it in one scoop in a cup of water, you're done
There you go.
for the day.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Get in on it. It really is great. Great for the skin, nails.
I put some in my Diet Coke.
I'm going to talk about another great investment real quick, and then we'll get into the big news about the Key Bridge, okay? And of course, I'm talking about Noble Gold investment, okay? Few investments make a better long-term hedge against inflation, depression, and economic downturns than precious metals like gold and silver. Plan for the inevitable and protect your retirement savings with a gold-backed IRA from Noble Gold Investments. Noble Gold Investments is the gold IRA company that Americans trust. The founders of Noble Gold have more than 20 years of combined experience buying gold and silver. They've secured more than $1 billion in precious metals for their clients. The government can always print more cash. What they can't do is print more gold. So this product is a great way to diversify your savings beyond just dollars, crypto, and stocks. Gold spikes in value constantly, and you can take advantage of that by either getting a gold-backed IRA, like I just mentioned, or having Noble Gold shipped straight to your house, okay? Invest in something you can hold. Go to noblegoldinvestments.com/hardfactor to get started. Don't wait. That's noblegoldinvestments.com/hardfactor to get going.
Hell yeah.
Gold. I mean, you feel powerful when you're just holding gold, you know? I mean,
That's gold.
Yeah. There's a reason people love it. Okay. Let's talk about all the big news of the day. The Bad Boys 4 trailer is out. You guys watch it?
Yep. Terrible day. I saw that. I mean, I didn't know it was coming out when we were talking about the show yesterday, but like,
Oh, you mean a movie that famously has bridge exploding scenes?
And
well, also is
name
called Bad Boys.
Yeah.
With the
and
Diddy
Puff Daddy?
stuff?
Yeah, just yeah.
Bad Boys.
Yeah, all that, Mark. That's out. And then we're winning the Powerball.
I didn't hate Bad Boys 3. I called it Puffy 3. I didn't hate Bad Boys 3. It wasn't as good, obviously, but I'll watch Bad Boys 4. I was calling. See, they're fucking up. Yeah.
This is why they just shouldn't have put it out today. Anyways, the trailer is out. Pat, was the trailer good? You saw it?
I didn't watch it. I'm off the Will Smith train after he slapped Chris Rock weirdly at the Oscars 2 years ago.
Oh, I'll still watch him act. He's still a good actor. Yeah, separate the art from the artist, right?
Yeah.
So we're also winning the Powerball right now. The Hive is the lottery pool while Wes films a Tuesday night wedding. That's amazing stuff.
Billionaires. Hey, Shannon, what's her name? What's RFK's running mate's name?
Nicole
Shanahan.
Shanahan.
Nicole Shanahan. We're billionaires.
Yeah.
She
Take
shows
notice.
Yeah.
Hey.
What's up?
I never noticed you were hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's all great stuff that's happening. But plus, sadly, the Key Bridge in Baltimore got taken out by a dead shipping container cargo ship at about 1:30 a.m. on Tuesday. And it's unknown at the time of this taping how many or if anyone is lost in the 50-foot deep Patapsco River / Baltimore Outer Harbor where the bridge collapsed. But the official statement is that only 8 people were believed to have fallen in the water, 2 rescued already, 1 still in the hospital, and at least 6 construction workers who were on the bridge are quote unquote unaccounted for. But again, guys, that crash of the container ship, the cargo ship into the bridge happened at 1:30 a.m. Tuesday Eastern time, and they're still unaccounted for as the last I checked before we taped about 17, 18 hours later. So, I think at this point you could probably say presumed dead. So RIP.
They're reporting presumed dead as of 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. So
Terrible.
there you go.
I mean,
yeah.
like the only that was an alarming, like watching that video that sucks. And RIP to those guys. The only like saving grace at all was that it was 1:30 a.m. instead of 7:30 a.m.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Thousands of people.
It could have been way worse. Good thing it was middle of the night, right? And RIP to the construction workers. They were working on another section of the bridge, close to where it got hit. I don't know if it's exactly the part that it. We'll get to exactly like the minutia of how it happened in a second. Here's Mayor Brandon Scott of Baltimore. His statement.
This is a unthinkable tragedy. We have to first and foremost pray for all of those who are impacted, those families. Pray for our first responders and thank them, all of them working together, city, state, local, to make sure that we.
So yeah, I just played a short clip from him.
That's an appropriate application of thoughts and prayers for something that happens once every 50 years or 100 years. That's when you throw the thoughts and prayers in there, not immediate action. Just pointing that out, but good work from Brandon.
So Adam on the live chat brings up he's a mayor guy, looks 22. That was brought up on our
group
chat too. He's very young looking guy. Yeah,
you'd be surprised how young the politicians are involved here. Brandon Scott, only 39. He looks great for his age, by the way. He looks even younger than 39. The governor of Maryland, Wes Moore, he's only 45. He spoke as well. And
what are these idiots doing, getting 30 and 40-year-olds and?
Well, yeah,
and then Baltimore's a fucked up city. You can get in there young. They'll try anything.
Making fun of the federal government.
Oh yes, of course.
Well, these guys the boss of their party is the oldest guy. And then the Secretary
Maryland Joe.
Yeah. And then Secretary of Transportation, Mayor Pete Buttigieg, he's also only 42. He spoke as well. But it was all the same message, right? Tragic, and thank you to the first responders who, immediately were, trying to save people. They saved 2 people at least there in the middle of the night. The cargo ship, it's named Dolly, and it's owned by Grace Ocean Private Limited, and it's managed by the Singapore-based Synergy Marine Group. And it's almost 1,000 feet long. So it's a cargo ship, carrying containers, right? And it's 1,000 feet long. So when it hits something at 9 miles per hour, like a bridge from 1977 in the outer harbor of Baltimore, named after the guy who wrote the national anthem, the rusty old bridge has no chance at all.
Yeah, ship beats bridge 100 out of 100 in this scenario.
Yeah. And this bridge it's not our probably most structurally sound in 2024. It's an older bridge, like I'm saying.
Marvel when it was built. It was a big deal when it was built.
Huge deal. Second longest bridge in the world, next to the Chesapeake Bay Bridge when it was built. But the Dolly just absolutely fucking destroyed it in one foul swoop.
Yeah, dude, is there any info? I did some reading a while back about how shady, essentially when they shut down the Suez Canal, right? I was reading about the shady ownership of boats and how there's some guys stuck on a boat for 10 years at one point because what boat owners will do if there's a fuck.
Got to work your way off that deck.
Exactly. Sorry, I don't know, not my boat.
And if you were on the one on the Suez Canal, you just added 100 years to your indentured servitude.
Specifically, who's going to police you? That's the thing, right?
Right.
I don't know if is there anything about that, or is it like a shady
operation? Oh no, Pat, it sounds like the operation is not tip top. They just literally crashed into a bridge.
Yeah, Pat, there's definitely an agency that checks everyone on board a cargo ship to make sure they're okay.
Yeah, no, it's a little alarming.
Sorry, I had a question.
No, Pat, it's a good question. It's a good question because it leads us
slips through the cracks.
Yeah, asshole, it was tip top. Okay.
Definitely have that internationally.
It leads us to where we're going, Pat, which is the shameful history of the Dolly, the ship, right? In 2016, the Dolly was involved in another collision at the port of Antwerp, Bruges in Belgium, right? Crashing into and damaging the quay, which is like a giant dock, right? So they basically just fucked up and just took out a whole piece of this dock with this big ass, container cargo ship. And then somebody on the Dolly has got some explaining to do because they did call Mayday, right? In the middle of the night from their power outage. The ship was losing power, getting it back, losing power, getting it back, getting closer and closer to the bridge. They did call Mayday moments before they hit the bridge, just enough time to stop the traffic flowing onto the bridge. This is the middle of the night, remember, like 1:30 a.m. but not enough time did they call the Mayday in to get everybody off the bridge, like the construction workers.
And you're talking about this one, not the one in Antwerp.
This time, right? The Dolly has been. I mean, look, they've got to check. They've got a
they needed to call that Mayday in a lot earlier.
Right. They got a rap sheet. This is their second huge crash, big international news crash. And this one, it resulted in the deaths of at least 6 construction workers, it seems like. So, and totally fucked up the city of Baltimore. I mean, this is one of their major bridges. It's going to be down for a long time. Okay?
I did see Biden said the federal government's going to completely pay for the reconstruction, but I don't know how much that's going to cost or when that's going to be or something like that. That might take...
Yeah, it's going to take forever. I mean, they'll try to get
it's
what
going
they
to take
can.
forever. Yeah.
I don't know how these things are insured. You got to think there's some kind of thing.
So they lost power. They lost rudder power. Is that what
right?
happened?
They lost power to the ship completely. They keep getting it back off, and then they just hit the thing. But they didn't call and warn in enough time.
I mean, like if you're losing power, you got to call that in just ahead of time, right?
Right. And instead, you see them. They keep trying, and then now cars stop. They've called it in. Or no, the car's still going. Wow. And then they barely called it in literally right before they hit the thing. They stopped traffic, at least coming on while the crash was happening.
Took out the bridge. It's crazy.
Yeah, and then it's just
on a
down.
Machine that big, there's no way that was the first instance of power loss. Like
as you saw, they were struggling as they were coming into the.
But I mean, like
port.
10 miles back, probably 100 miles back, probably. You know, they probably were noticing electrical issues.
The whole trip,
probably not all on the level, right? Like I it's you got to think there's some holes in there.
You haven't seen how they always like they'll like switch flags and stuff like that on the side of they don't know the boating industry. Come on,
the QA process obviously not tip top. And it's you say, hey, well, you know, the port authority or whoever needed to be doing more. How can you do more when the ship's not reporting it? Right. And they just keep going dead and they're just not telling you anything. And then all of a sudden they smash into your fucking bridge, you know, telling you 1 second beforehand.
GameStop's got better QA. GameStop will check your machines if you're turning them in, make sure they still work.
Right. You're not trying to scam them.
It's tough.
64 work. Does this cargo ship have power?
Right. And unlike GameStop scams, which also often do have signs of foul play, there is no signs of foul play here. It looks like a horrible fuck up. You know, horrible tragic.
Two things. One, I saw it's not funny, but I was going through Reddit news aggregator, and the headline was old, right? And it was traffic incident at Key Bridge causes closure. I was like, they had updated by the time I clicked on it. It's like, no, bridge is gone. The other is not Mayor Pete's fault, but geez, tough run for a transpo secretary. Am I right?
He's at it by land, air, and sea, right?
Just like I can't recall so many
trains,
just transportation
planes,
disasters to take
boats,
place in one man's tenure. But
yeah, it's been tough for Mayor Pete. He's been but to his credit, the governor of Maryland said that, you know, this time, with the derailments, he was accused of not acting fast enough. This time, you know, the crash happened at 1:30 a.m. The governor of Maryland's clearing Mayor Pete's name, saying that he was on the phone with him at 3:30 a.m. So,
hey, look, if
he's
you
jumping
watch,
he's bringing into action. According,
you'd
to
never know. It's a tough time if you were to watch the new season of Somebody Feed Phil on Netflix when he goes to Washington D.C. and has a nice lunch with Mayor Pete and some young Republican congressmen who are like, I don't know, potentially butt buddies, and they were yucking it up, and they said we've started the bipartisan coalition, and we're solving everything together. And that was just the best lunch. They'd solved everything.
Tristan needs to watch that.
He didn't solve boats crashing into bridges, unfortunately, Mark, or train derailments. He's proven that.
They know where to go to eat in DC. Apparently.
Plane to airments, neither.
Yeah, he's got. Yeah, I mean, exactly. Boeing. I mean, it's just tough. It's tough. Like you said, Pat. He's had a tough one.
Boeing's
But
CEO finally stepped down today.
Right. That's true.
Yeah.
Good update there. Right.
And we call that out.
Oh, we did. Oh,
yeah.
Good. See ya. Happy trails, Boeing CEO.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe build some better airplanes. Hey, it's not so bad everywhere on the water, though. Okay. No, it was tough in Baltimore, and you know, our hearts go out to that city. Very close to us. We're from Northern Virginia, so we love you, Baltimore. Hang in there. But not bad on the water everywhere. Thankfully, as a pack of North American black bears at Woburn Safari Park in Bedfordshire, UK. I guess if I was British, I'd say Bedfordshire, UK. They were gifted a swan boat this week. Here's a bear checking it out, right?
Oh, cool. Like what kind you get in like a park where you
like
get
a
in there,
dating
like a
thing,
paddle.
yeah.
It's a paddle boat with a
Paddle
swan
boat.
on it.
Like a Taliban boat.
Mm-hmm. Like the Taliban seized at that park. Yeah. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Their keeper, the Bears keeper, Mr. Babington, he queued it up for him in their enclosure there. You see another bear testing it out.
Ooh, it's a 4-seater.
Yeah, 4-seater. And the Bears guys love it. The whole family, the whole pack adopted it.
Look
They
at
just
them
love
all
this
in there. That's
So-
1, 2, 3. They're using all the seats. Is that 5 bears?
5 bears. They wish they could get the 5th bear. He's on the shore. There's 4 bears in it, filling up the entire.
This is
You wait,
delightful.
you wait here. We're just gonna do one lap and we'll come rotate you in. Okay? Just
Come on,
Yeah.
come on, guys.
we've all been that friend.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
Who's gonna
they're
get
on the shore.
rotated in.
Yeah, and then you're all tired from having. such
Don't
a
hold
good
your
time.
breath, and then like the one friend who's really your true friend goes back out.
We'll
with
go.
you
Yeah, doesn't
begrudgingly.
want to go
Right.
back
No,
out.
that's what happened.
Mark's that friend usually. He goes back out with you.
No,
I
I
will.
think these-
I will usually.
I know you will.
Yeah.
These bears are mean because they don't have any good Mark glue guys on this bear team, because I think this is the first picture actually of them, the foursome loving it, taking up the whole boat, and then this guy probably just had to ride after all by
That's
himself.
him after you.
Solo. He doesn't have a mark. He needs a mark, dude.
Aw.
I mean, that's
That's
bear is
sad.
me. That bear is me, by the way.
Aw.
It's because I woke up late. But yeah.
Yes, that is you because you were
Right. Yeah. Last on the party bus. Right. So we have bears and swan boats now, and that's just fantastic. It's a lot of huge positive energy
Love
for
that,
the entire
yeah.
globe. I just
Yeah.
think that's a good one. Good one. Okay. This episode was also brought to you by Robinhood. Did you know that even if you have a 401k for retirement, you can still have an IRA? Robinhood has the only IRA that gives you a 3% boost on every dollar you contribute when you subscribe to Robinhood Gold. But get this, now through April 30th, Robinhood is even boosting every single dollar that you transfer in from other retirement accounts with a 3% match. That's right, no cap on the 3% match. Robinhood Gold gets you the most for your retirement thanks to their IRA with a 3% match. This offer is good through April 30th. Get started at robinhood.com/boost. Subscription fees apply. And now for some legal info, claim as of Q1 2024, validated by Radius Global Market Research. Investing involves risk, including loss. Limitations apply to IRAs and 401ks. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold for 1 year from the date of first 3% match. Must keep Robinhood IRA for 5 years. The 3% matching on transfers is subject to specific terms and conditions. Robinhood IRA available to U.S. customers in good standing.
be a badass website is bears and swan boats would be a killer fucking website.
No one's made one offer on one website we bought over the last 4, almost 5 years.
Well,
We
we're
just
gonna
gotta
keep-
hold on. Our
I was
time-
looking at the
keep
bill. I
building
was
them,
looking
Pat.
at the bill. I was looking at the bill, and it's not substantial.
So we got to
We can
review
chop
it.
some, but we
No,
need
we
to
got to review it. I saw that too, Pat. We got to review how many domains were no bites on orionscock.com.
No,
That's crazy.
nothing on. Man, we have so many dumb ones, and I usually buy
let's
them
read
for
them out.
$20
before the weekends. Get the list, and we'll read some of them out, and we can vote on
Yeah.
which ones to chop
The
as a
Hive
group.
can let us know.
But we need to also keep
You know,
adding to them. And luckily,
cut.
this podcast is sponsored by Squarespace, and
Yes.
with Squarespace, you can easily continue to build websites. It's
That's why we got so many
pretty
domains.
damn
We love
easy.
Squarespace so much. Yeah.
Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform for entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online. Whether you're just starting out or managing a growing brand, Squarespace makes it easy to create a beautiful website, engage with your audience, and sell anything from products to content to time, all in one place, all on your terms. And look, we've said it before, but we'll say it again. It used to be a giant pain in the ass to build your own website or hire someone to do it. Timely, expensive, difficult. It sucked. That is until Squarespace, right? Not anymore, thanks to Squarespace. Having your own website is cool as fuck. It really is. And you can easily have your own site and build it yourself with Squarespace, utilizing their incredible tools like Squarespace Blueprint AI and SEO tools, which help get you the best layout and style and will help you reach the most people. Their fluid engine and drag and drop technology is a delight to use. You can sell exclusive content by adding a paywall for membership or courses, sell your merch on their digital store, and collect payments easily. You can do email campaigns, blogging, vlogging, you name it, all on your beautiful, easy to design by yourself Squarespace website. Just head to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to www.squarespace.com/hardfactor to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. So yeah, go to squarespace.com/hardfactor, get 10% off your first domain or your 20th.
Do we still need dicktap.vip?
What was DickTap for?
I don't remember.
I mean, it does give you like a mystique. Like
We have
wow, what's that?
Is that like was that a beer joke?
I don't remember. We have 4 alts on snake clits with a Z, snake clits with an S, big
Well,
snake clits.
I'd keep a couple
Why-
snake clits, maybe 2.
Why was that again? What is the snake?
Well, I think snakeclits.com is live.
Obviously, we did a story about how snakes' clits are like they have a big clit or 2 clits. It was every time we do a funny story, we usually decide to get a domain.
Right.
So we did a story about snake clits.
We're gonna have to workshop the idea. for
I'm
the website
hopeful
on that.
for dogfoods.com.
Dog foods.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Keep that.
Dry wet butt too. Anyway, we'll get a list out there.
Chris said he'll bite on Orion's cock. Okay,
Yeah.
make us an offer.
Gotta let it go.
So look, the Puff Daddy or P. Diddy story has gotten 10 times crazier since we last talked. His alleged drug and gun runner, 25-year-old former Syracuse basketball player Brendan Paul, was arrested on drug charges at Miami Airport on Monday for possession of cocaine and marijuana. Miami Airport is also the last public location, known whereabouts of Diddy. He was seen pacing around outside. And it's stressful when everyone in your entourage is getting cuffed and your homes are being raided and you're trying to flee the country. So I get it.
Yeah, for sure.
You're not gonna be skipping.
You're gonna be pacing while you wait for your
Yeah.
while you wait for your your burner flight or whatever. What it's called, like a bug out plan. I'm sure he had he was burning shit. He's like telling people to burn stuff in the house.
Yeah,
Probably.
it's time to bug out.
I rebought Orion's cock because we let it go. That was my let go.
thank
I
you.
rebought him.
Good call.
That nobody.
So talk to me about this drug mule, because I'm looking at the kid. He's like a 25-year-old white kid.
Yeah.
And before I saw the
Nerd,
Syracuse
barely got any
pictures-
minutes at Syracuse, less minutes, than Boheim's kid. He was pretty good.
But before I saw the Syracuse
nerd.
pictures, there was pictures of him holding 2 prescription pill bottles and walking next to Puffy on an island.
Yeah, he
with,
likes drugs. That's why he's the drug mule.
He's in the entourage. He's one of the guys. He is the gun and drug guy, and he is, by several sources, at Diddy's side a lot.
How did he become the gun guy? Look at this guy.
Well, he likes guns too. Looks could be deceived.
He's like a
What is
rich.
it?
He's like a rich kid that got in the circle, and he likes drugs and guns. And
It's his thing.
I get the drug stuff. Hey,
And he's
drug
cool with
guy,
sexual abuse too, because that's
Cop-
you got
cop and
he's
carry
very cool
drugs.
sexual. I was about to get to that.
yeah, you got to
but
be
the
in
gun
Diddy's-
guy.
Yeah, I mean, this picture's funny, but that's what he is. He's arrested. And speaking of fleeing the country, Diddy's Love Air Gulfstream G550 all-black private jet was tracked to have flown to a Caribbean island, maybe Antigua, with no U.S. extradition, and is grounded with no indication of who was on board. So where is Diddy? Is he in Miami or in the Caribbean?
Yeah, so definitely not. I mean, that's
Hide.
Diddy was not on that
No,
plane.
he didn't. He wanted to be on it.
Big time.
But I don't think they let him on it. And then it was already set to take off. So I think they just kind of flew with no one on it. And now it's just chilling there. But
Well, so the
Where is he?
plane was in Sacramento, right, on Sunday night, and then it went to Palm Springs, and then it went to
Right.
Van Nuys, and then it went to Miami, and this is when the raid is taking place, and then it
Right.
got out of the country. And Diddy,
Diddy's probably not on it. He's probably in the country, but he hasn't been arrested yet. Where is he? Yeah.
he's in Miami. He has to be.
Is that
'Cause they-
the OJ?
they
That's
arrested-
the OJ.
That's the
Bronco.
OJ Bronco. They arrested the drug
Right.
mule at the Miami private airport, right? And that's where Diddy was. That's weird,
Yeah.
right?
He
That they-
left in a boat. He left in a boat.
He's somewhere. Anyways, now
faked out going in a plane and left in a boat. Probably.
Other crazy updates: celebrities started getting drug into the whole incident. Prince Harry was indicated in the $30 million sexual assault lawsuit against Diddy. Apparently, Diddy would invite A-listers like Prince Harry to his sex parties to put sex trafficked defendants at ease. It's starting to sound very Epstein-esque. Also, Cuba Gooding Jr. was just accused of sexually assaulting music producer Rodney Little Rod Jones on one of Diddy's yacht parties. What is going on? Little Rod is one of the people accusing Diddy of throwing several sex parties with underage trafficked women, tons of illegal drugs, thanks to the Syracuse basketball player probably, and said Diddy sexually harassed, drugged, and threatened him, Little Rod, for years, and then also coerced Little Rod to bang sex trafficked women, and then encouraged his associates like Cuba Gooding Jr. to sexually harass Little Rod. So Little Rod was getting hazed left and right. Little Rod must be an ironic name. Sounds like he should be called Big Rod Nice Tush.
Mm-hmm. Should have picked Big Rod. Wouldn't have attracted so much negative attention.
Yeah.
This is tough, man. This is
Little Rod brought the lawsuit. I mean, like, I will
good for these
say
lawsuit dudes, man. Like, I mean, and women. It's like it's so many. I mean, it sounds like there's a lot of victims.
What is going on?
To me,
him
blowing
sexual
up,
monster.
Yeah,
him blowing up
just
Kid
like
Cudi's,
Epstein and
Kid
Weinstein.
Cudi's car is the thing for me. Like
Woo.
to make all this other stuff believable. Which I checked around. He blew up Kid Cudi's car.
He'll do whatever it takes.
Right,
He doesn't give a fuck. He
that's such a psycho move.
I think killing Tupac was crazier, but so now
It
Diddy's
really explains the Joker thing he did. You know,
every year for like 10 years in a row.
Yeah,
and the white parties weren't just about cocaine. That was a euphemism for jizzing on a 16-year-old's back too. So now Diddy's electronics have been seized. His drug dealer has been seized. His kids were arrested, and his celebrity buddies are starting to get implicated. This just goes to show you that all good sex traffic parties eventually come to an end. Also, luckily, a lot of the action is taking place in Florida and involves people of public interest. So the photographs have been people's actual faces, because I think we've covered this before, but there was a recent California law where perps heads aren't allowed to be shown. In 2021, the California legislature passed Assembly Bill 1475, which prohibits local law enforcement agencies from publishing images of suspects in nonviolent crimes' faces. And last year, they added AB 994 in 2023, which requires mugshots of any type, even violent, to be removed from social media within 14 days. And we covered it because the Murrieta Police Department from Murrieta, California, which is between Laguna Beach and Palm Springs in Southern California, has recently leapt on the new laws and gone viral several times online by photoshopping Lego faces onto perps' bodies, having a little fun with it.
Yeah, I mean, dude, bus shots and mug shots are some of the funnest parts of like, I don't know.
Now they're Lego faces.
You're taking away some of the cops' only fun things that they provide for the community.
Well, also, how am I supposed to not hire someone by looking at the now I have to look for a guy with a Lego head? You know what I mean? What's going on?
It's become probably like cruel, unusual punishment.
No, I know.
Just because
I understand the nonviolent crime aspect of it.
Yeah.
But one little problem though. This is the update. Lego Play, but it don't play that. They are a toy for kids and adult nerds and don't want to be associated with criminals, and have now ordered Murrieta to stop doing the photoshops unless they want to meet a Lego lawyer, and a Lego lawyer is no toy.
Being a cop in California must just be like the worst fucking job on the planet.
Yeah. Okay, let's Photoshop a Lego face on the guy's head.
The government and the Legos coming after you. What the fuck, man?
Fucking Danish attorneys showing up at your door.
Yeah, the Murrieta Police Department responded saying they got the message and will look into alternative ways to cover up perps' faces in the future. But they also might be hearing from Mattel soon and DreamWorks, as they've photoshopped Barbie and Shrek onto people's faces in the past as well. So just all the child heroes. Who's next, my dad?
Yeah.
How about popular local elementary school teachers?
Don't release those public images. Let's get sued by corporations instead.
You can use Leatherface. Go for it.
There you go. Or as I'm saying, great point. Why don't they use villains, Pat? Like put Jafar from Aladdin's face on these dudes and make them look evil and gay. Barbie? How about Cruella DeVille?
Hey, don't play that Jafar shit, bro. You better take that Jafar. It's no Jafar, dog.
I'm still Saturday Night Live stole our Jafar is gay joke about a couple months ago with Bo and Yang playing gay Jafar.
Yeah, didn't the writers say, yeah, Jafar's gay?
They stole our joke.
Well, the guy that created Jafar turned out to be gay, so he was.
Yeah, but they took our angle. I'm the gayest villain. Like they did their joke. Anyways, that's gonna do it for Hard Factor. We love you guys. Get out there. Have a great fucking day. Talk to you tomorrow.